Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a commander deck tech on one of my friend's decks. Michael, this is your Purphoros God of the Forge, and it's a bit of a degenerate deck, as he is. It's just like his personality. So, Purphoros, he's a very popular commander in Mono Red, one of the strongest, and a very competitive commander. He's 4 mana for a 6/5 god, he's indestructible, he's not a creature unless your devotion is 5 or more, typical. But the best part about him, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. In addition, you can pay 3 mana and buff your team. The main thing is, he sticks on the board for so long being indestructible, and when he's not a creature, he's even harder to remove. So unless your opponent has permanent exile removal or enchantment exile removal, he's a real pain to deal with. And in that sense, he becomes kind of a clock. He enters the board, you know you got 40 life. If each creature in your battlefield is doing 2 damage to each opponent, you're like, I can only take 20 tokens before I die. It definitely puts a fear onto people. So first up, before we dig into the decks, a couple freebies. He runs Blood Moon and Magus the Moon because you're a mono red deck, you might try and get a free win there. If you've ever been on the end of a Blood Moon or a Magus and you just sat there going, no, there's nothing I can do about this, you're just done, you're baked. Close that door because I think there's some echo. Panharmonicon, it's just doubles all effects in your deck for enter battlefield effects, aka your commander. It does put the fear of God into people. It turns your commander from 20 tokens for lethal to about 10. So watch out for that one. Now, if you're a mono red and you need tokens, where do you go? You go to the Gobos. Now, I know Gobo means something else. Get your mind out the gutter, but Gobos for Magic is goblins. So who best than Krenko? They've got the mob boss. You tap him, you double goblins in play. Simple. Then there's Krenko Kingpin. Every time you attack, you put a counter on him, then you make that many goblins into his power. Krenko's command, nice and flavorful. Michael did have Dragon Fodder here, but I've switched it out for Krenko's command, just a bit more fitting for the story. You got some of your big boys here. You got the Chieftain giving all your goblins haste in 1/1. You got the Goblin King giving a Mount Walk in 1/1. Very good if you drop a Blood Moon or Magus of the Moon, because hopefully your boys can sneak on in there. Kiki-jiki goes infinite with a couple cards in this deck, mainly Zealous Conscript, but it makes tokens of creatures that can make more tokens, so Purphoros is all about it. We've got good old Goblin Mons here. Every time herself or another Goblin control dies, deal a damage to any target. While your main workhorse of the deck is Goblins, they're probably going to kill themselves a few times. Goblins, they're prone to workplace accidents. Then we've got Goblin Matron, Ringleader and Recruiter, all about getting goblins from your deck into your hand. Goblins kinda can tutor. And then we've got Goblin Chainwhirler, great devotion, good stats all around, enters the battlefield, hopefully kill a ton of tokens or put a few planeswalkers down a peg. Got a bit of another theme, Goblin Lackey and Warren Instigator, both can get goblins from your hand onto the battlefield, so it works great with your tutoring goblins. Warren Instigator, remember, double strike, 2 separate hits, his effect can trigger twice. Hordling Outburst, just a ton of tokens. Mog Infestation can be a board wipe that generates more goblins, so you can have a good board presence. Play the Infestation, blow up your own board, Purphoros lives because he's indestructible, more goblins in the battlefield and you might kill your opponent. Then you got other goblins like War Marshal, which is technically 3 bodies entering the battlefield. Himself from the initial cast, which generates a token, and when he leaves, he generates another token. Easy. War Boss, passively generating tokens each turn, love it. The Beetleback Chief brings in 2 more goblins with him, so we're getting 3 bodies in 1. The Siege Gang Commander brings 3 tokens with him, so he's 4 bodies in 1. All of these, Purphoros is all about it. In addition, with the Siege Gang Commander, you can stack goblins to deal more damage if you need to. Onto combat support, Gratuitous Violence just supports your creature's damage theme, just doubles them up pretty much. Aggravated Assault, just have extra combats. I can't believe, by the way, both these cards are both an onslaught in the same standard rotation. That must have been disgusting. Ogre Battle Driver whips those goblins into play. They enter battlefield, give them 2/0 and haste, just fling them on in there, they're little lightning bolts now. Hellrider, every time a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 before damage is dealt, so you can really chip away your opponent with a big army of goblins. Now these guys aren't goblins, but they definitely support the spicy theme of Purphoros' nature. You got 10th Vengeance, where you put X tokens into play, they're just red elementals, but your opponents can do it too, but if they do it, you get to do it again. If you're in the right table with multiple players, this can be used to persuade to kill someone outright with Purphoros God of the Forge. Karizev, every time she attacks, she generates a little monkey ragaband. Easy, another creature in the battlefield. Norin is just a pain because anything happens, he just goes away, comes back, constant 2 damage thanks to your commander. Handweir Garrison, every time it attacks you generate 2 human tokens. That's another 4 damage thanks to your commander. Weird thing though, he doesn't have the land to match with it. Don't know why. Hangerback Walker, it's a simple one. It's a big creature with a ton of power on it if you do it right, and when it dies, a ton of tokens, hopefully Purphoros sees it. Wormcoil, just a very efficient creature, which again separates into 2 more creatures, so more damage. Moonveil Dragon, nice and simple, just buff your entire team. Goblins are going pretty wide. Stuffy Doll is here because it's kind of a playgroup favourite for us. It definitely throws back to our older days playing Magic, so we enjoy seeing it. I have put the Time Spiral artwork here because I really enjoy it. It's very different from the Innistrad one. Right, Neheb is a huge bomb in this deck and is a must kill on sight. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, so after combat, add 1 red mana to your pool for each 1 life your opponent's lost this turn. Loss can be pretty much everything. If you put a ton of tokens into play on main phase 1, hemorrhage opponents, let's say 20, 30 mana, something dumb, you can swing, do whatever you need to do. Main phase 2, here's a ton of mana. You can just play your entire hand for free, maybe buff up your team with Purphoros, use Unrelenting Assault, have another combat. You can just burn people out with Comet Storm, you've got some X-Spells later on. Having that extra mana, you can do a lot with it. Atali is here because Atali is just good fun. You can't deny ripping things off top of decks for free is good fun. Inferno Titan, the pinioning is real, and Zealous Conscript because it can go infinite with Kiki-jiki and Splinter Twin, which is also on the deck. But it's also just good fun. Steal their key assets or steal a Planeswalker and Ultimate. Torbrand, his buff of damage sources for red is pretty nutty with the commander. Again, it accelerates that clock your opponent's on. Splinter Twin, like I mentioned, combo with Zealous Conscript. But in general, you've got a lot of good creatures in this deck, and being goblins, they bring more goblins to the party. Your gods are all about it. Battle Hymn, just a ton of mana based on the number of creatures you control. Your goblins, you'll be fine. Sad Robot, it's about the only mana retrieval you can get in this kind of deck. Right, supporting theme, Staff of Nin, just ping Weenie's dead and draw cards. It's fine, nice and passive. Skullclamp is a huge bomb in this deck, and I've always wondered this. I imagine Skullclamp in like a token themed deck, the goblins pick it up, they go for the queen, they put the crown on their head, kill themselves, suicide out, but you get 2 cards for it, and they just orderly queue, just sacrificing themselves to give you cards. Love it. Mind's Eye, if your opponent draws, you can try and draw. Reforged Soul is just a good, hopefully miracle card if you get it. And by the way, the thing's nearly $5 again. I remember when it was like 60 cents in the jank bin. Now, clearly, Michael has a thing for redheads. He loves Chandra. We've got 4 copies here. We've got the Acolyte of Flame, which does a lot actually. Its 0 can put loyalty counters on all your red planeswalkers, which is mainly Chandra. Or the other 0 creates 2 tokens, which can be 4 damage thanks to your commander. He's got the Fire Kaladesh because he likes the pinging and a bit of damage for him. The Flamecaller 2 can reset your hand and generate tokens, which are quite big fat 3/1s with haste, and again, more damage thanks to your commander. Torch of Defiance is just a good all-rounder, potential card advantage, ramp, bit of damage, whatever you need. In addition, Cough of the Hammer, just a good all-round planeswalker, doesn't see too much play. Untap a mountain, so more mana if you need it, or neg 2, double up red mana based on the number of mountains you control, can give you explosive turn if you want it. And he's got Tibalt here, so players can't gain life because it can be annoying for you. Alright, for removal, Michael's definitely got more your wide board wipe or multiple target removal. Because goblins gum up the battlefield pretty good, you can just throw them into any problem you need to and it'll eventually fix itself. So Descent of the Dragons can be used to combo with the commander or kill your opponent's creatures. With commander, use it to destroy your own creatures. They die, but then you get these dragon tokens to play, which your commander sees and does more damage. Bonfire of the Damned, Blasphemous Act, Comet Storm, just good ways to kill most things on the board. Remember, with Neheb, tons of free mana there if you need it. Ruination, because you're in a simple color deck, you don't run that many non-basics, it's a good thing to run. But it goes a little bit more targeted with things like Vandal Blast to hit artifacts and its Overlord of course. Abrade, I love the options, creature or artifact removal. Chaos Warp is good fun, some play groups don't like it, we love it in our play group. Price of Progress, punish your opponents for being non-basic. We are pretty simple in this deck, so it doesn't hurt us at all. Alright, onto Mana Rocks. He does run the Gauntlet of Power, simply double the basic land of your choice of the colour. So you're going to go mountains, and it buffs the creature colour too. Ruby Medallion, a nice blanket discount in the deck. I still stand by it. Altar of Pantheon is a great comment. It's all about percentage upgrades. Reduces devotion, produces any colour, and gains life in a god deck. It's 3 for 1 in a common, love it. Soul Ring, staple in the format. Mindstone, draw a late game when you need it because you're red, you can't do it. And Fire Dam with just simple red ramp. Getting close to the end here, we're doing lands now. Shrine to Nyx, devotion is the thing in this deck, so why not have the shrine? Needs a reprint, getting expensive. Valakut, another great option. You're mainly mountains, you can start lightning bolting people with your land base. Reptile, probably doesn't need to be in here, but it's a good redundancy to have if you're not playing anything from your hand. You got Strip Mine, because like I keep saying in our playgroup, we have degenerate land bases, so having some land removal is not the worst idea. Keep can produce some tokens to try and trickle damage through if you need to. Myriad Land to get for a bit of ramp, and 26 mountains. Alright, so that's Purphoros there. As I said, it's a great commander, it's a very strong commander, Michael's done well here. The thing I love about it is when you're versing it, you realise you're on a clock because you've only got 40 life to play with, and if each creature enters their battlefield, you lose 2. And that's everyone at the table. You can fight multiple opponents with it, and everyone's just counting down the number of creatures entering, and they're going, oh shit, I'm getting close to death. I love it. It's just a nice simple deck, synergistic, really can't go wrong. I reckon God of the Forge is probably the best red commander. Even the newer version of him too is pretty fun. So let us know your thoughts, guys. I'll put Michael's actual link down below for his deck. He's got different artworks and preferences, which is not on the budget side, so I'll put his actual link here. And I'll also put my version of it, which will be the same deck, but the actual budget printings and just trying to keep the cost down. So I'll have both down below. Alright, thank you guys, and have a good one. Goodbye. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this deck take, give the video a like, support me and Michael, because it's his deck too. Only 10% of my viewers are subs, so maybe consider it. And please, everyone, viewers, be safe. Don't do anything dumb. I'm not going to say the word, but we know what's going out in there right now. Just look after yourself. Don't do anything risky. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough. Direct support is so much appreciated, especially when there's so many people losing their jobs in this day and age. I can't thank you guys enough. Please look after yourselves. Don't do anything risky, like I mentioned, for everyone as a whole. Just everyone be safe.